What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 696 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. We're recording on a Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's Wednesday. It's Harry the K, KB, and Harrison coming at you on this episode. We got a fun one planned for you. We're going to talk birds. We're going to go around the NFL to get you prepped for a loaded week of NFL action. We got the Fly guys to talk about because they are buzzing on the ice. We'll talk who let the Sixers get hot? Who let them get hot? We'll talk a little Phillies rumors because apparently Juan Soto not in the mix as of now, but who knows? Anything can change. It's the winter meetings. And then it's one of our favorite days of the year here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. Spotify Wrapped is here. We're going to go through our Spotify Wrapped. Harrison and I have not looked at this at all, so we're going to react to our Spotify Wrapped in real time. And genuinely, it's one of Matt's favorite days of the year. We love talking Spotify Wrapped on this show. So we will talk Spotify Wrapped towards the end, but stick around for everything because we got a fun show here. But before we get into everything, make sure you're following us on all the socials. Search Underground Sports Philadelphia or just at Underground PHI on most of them. But if you can't find us, just search Underground Sports Philadelphia. We're on every single platform. Subscribe to the pod. Apple, Spotify. We'd love to see if we're in your Spotify Wrapped. Tweet it at us, tag us on Instagram. We will share it. We love seeing everyone's Spotify Wrapped. So subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. All of the shows on our network continue to grow. We got a lot of big stuff planned for 2025. So the more you subscribe, the more feasible those things become. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. We're currently at 877 subscribers. Please, let's get to 900. Please, let's get to 1,000. Let's make that happen. Smash the subscribe button. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment down below. And, of course, click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And if you want to interact with the show, the best way to do it is to leave us a voicemail. You'll get featured on the show. It's speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. That line is open 24/7, 365, and 366 on a leap year, which this year is. So leave us a voicemail. Let us know your thoughts on the Eagles, the Phillies, the Flyers, the Sixers, the Union, the Wings, the Water Dogs, or just Philly in general. We will react to them on the show. One thing I really want people, Harrison, to call in on the voicemail line is when the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Abbott Elementary crossover event happens. I need everyone's reactions to that. So definitely leave us voicemails when you watch that. When it comes out, I believe early January is when that's dropping. But yeah, speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia to leave us a voicemail. And this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on their social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Harrison, once again, another week has gone by, another Eagles victory that we discussed on Monday, and another Eagles player winning a weekly award. And this time it's not Saquon Barkley, but it is the man, and I'm talking about Braden. Braden Mann, your special teams player of the week in the NFC. The Eagles continue to rack up awards, but I think the number one award that I think is absolutely hilarious that the Eagles racked up this week, it came out a couple hours before we started recording. I'm not sure if you caught this. The Ravens suspended wide receiver Deontay Johnson, and the reason he was suspended was because he refused to play against the Eagles on Sunday.
It's so funny. Like that man was terrified.
He's ducking Quinyon. He's ducking Quinyon.
He was like, I don't want to go to Guantanamo Bay. That's the most terrifying place on earth. I'm going to get locked up. They won't let me out.
So apparently Instagram started this, is where, oddly enough, my dad stumbled upon it. Have you seen this nickname for Quinyon going around? Because Guantanamo Bay and all in locking up, people are starting to call him the Warden.
Oh, that's cold.
I'm running with that. I am calling him the Warden always.
Yeah, he's the Warden of Guantanamo Bay, and
good.
That has the potential to be as legendary of a nickname as Weapon X,
Revis Island.
Revis Island. It's up there. It has to be up there. Especially if his career continues on the trajectory that it's on.
It's so good. A great win for the Eagles that happened on Sunday. They turn the page. It's time for one of those scary games traditionally in the middle of a season, especially in December when a lesser opponent comes to town. But it is Panthers week. And you and I were talking before we started recording, and we said last year this would have been a trap game. This would have been the tip of the iceberg of the meltdown that the Eagles went through last year. To me, this year, this is a game that the Eagles know they've got to take care of business. They cannot play down to their competition. And I think this Eagles defense is more than ready for it. I think this Eagles offense is more than ready. And I mean, call me crazy, but this feels like another Saquon taking over game.
I will not call you crazy because I completely agree. I can see Saquon rushing for 150 to 200 yards in this game. The defense knows what they need to do, as you just said. And this is just a team that, for the first time in like years, does not play down to any opponents. They know the level of everybody they're coming up against, and they play exactly to that level or above. Like we saw it on Sunday with the Ravens. They had first quarter shakes, which they always do. We're not a first quarter team, and casuals will get scared during that first quarter because they're like, "Oh my God, we're down 9-0. It's the end of the world." No, they'll pick it up in the second, the third, and the fourth. But this is a team that just gets better as the game progresses. And this is a Panthers team who's been playing much better recently. But we are not the Bucs, and we are not the Chiefs. We are a much better team than both of them. Even though the Bucs did beat us earlier on this year, but that was when everybody was out injured, and that game never happened. It never happened.
Yeah, that did not exist. That game is a figment of our imaginations.
It's a collective hallucination.
It's an enigma.
Yeah, the inner machinations of my mind
are an enigma.
Yeah.
Can I make you a little privy to something here, Harrison, about the Panthers defense? The Panthers scoring defense this season. Points allowed on average, 30.5. They've allowed 41 total touchdowns. Those two statistics are good for 32nd in the NFL. They're last in the NFL in scoring defense. In red zone defense is an interesting part where this Panthers team falls because they're not dead last. They're 25th. They are 61.5% with their defense red zone touchdown rate. So they're not the worst. The worst, though, is the Dallas Cowboys
Let's get that Joker laugh going. You
It's
want to
so
know how I
good.
got these scars? It was from Jerry Jones.
It's all about sending a message. But the interesting part here, where I feel like the Eagles have had not crazy issues, but there's been some games early on where they've struggled on third down. The Panthers are worse than the NFL in third down defense. They give up third downs at a alarming rate, 46.8% this season. They've given up third downs. And here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. Brought up Saquon. The Panthers this season have given up 18 rushing touchdowns, and they have given up an average of 166.8 rushing yards per game, which is dead last in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. I know Thanksgiving was last week, but Saquon's about to put a whole platter in front of him and just start eating. He's gonna dig in and he's gonna cook them.
And the Panthers defense passing wise this year ranked 24th in the NFL. They give up an average of 225.3 passing yards per game, and they've given up 22 passing touchdowns.
So I'm gonna throw out some early predictions real quick. We got to get out to an early start. We have to get over our first quarter yips in this game and just put our foot on their throat and don't let
I didn't bring this up on Monday, and that's a good point, because we did say if the Eagles want to win against the Ravens, they have to score early and they had to score often. They didn't necessarily do that, but they did it in the second quarter enough to hold on and maintain.
Yep.
That was the biggest and best sign from that game for me, is that against a quality opponent, the Eagles were able to not fall off a cliff. They didn't dig themselves in too deep of a hole, and they rebounded and they were able to maintain where they were. They didn't, things didn't get blown open by the Ravens, but they were able to kind of reassess the situation. They were down 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then from there on out, the Eagles' offense looked more efficient. They looked like a well-oiled machine, and the defense got better. And then it was 14-12 at halftime, and up until garbage time, it was 24-12 the entire game. So it was a good sign for me, seeing that the Eagles went down early by 2 scores, but they didn't fold. They didn't break. They maintained their position, and they were like, hey, we're still in this game. We just have to put together a good drive. And they did that. That's when you see Dallas Goedert go down the field and score that touchdown. That was one of the best signs from that game for me, is that against a quality opponent, the Eagles were never broken by being down by multiple scores.
Yep. And really, the best part about that win to me too is that narrative that, oh, the Eagles haven't beaten anybody, goes right out the window.
Yep.
It's gone. It's in our back view. Now we can move forward and play against a team who, I mean, they have been playing well recently, but they're still the Panthers. They're still bottom of the barrel in terms of NFL teams. We should handle our business against them. I'm expecting 1 to 2 touchdowns out of Saquon, a touchdown on the ground out of Jalen, and Devontae's going to get his this week. He's healthy again. He's hungry. He's going to get at least 60 yards in the air, and he's going to come down in the end zone with one. I really feel like he will.
And if I'm not mistaken, too, in his time as head coach, Nick Sirianni has had great success against first-year head coaches. The Panthers have a first-year head coach in Dave Canales. That bodes well, in my opinion, as well, is that Nick Sirianni plus Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore know how to game plan when going up against first-time head coaches. They don't let that marinate and overtake what they're trying to do. And I think one of my favorite things this season about Nick Sirianni is, while he's still his good old cocky self and he's celebrating after wins, when he's at the podium, he's kind of put a barrier between him and the media as the weeks have gone on, especially after the first 5 games of the season, I would say. And I love that about him. It's this smugness that he's not letting anyone that's sitting in that press conference room get to him, dig under his skin, kind of try to pry something from him that they can use to twist on him. He is taking this one game at a time. I love how he corrected the media member, saying that the Ravens had to match our toughness. It's like Nick Sirianni he's almost evolved from Charmander to Charmeleon,
Yes.
and has
We haven't seen his
this
final evolution yet.
exactly. He's got this swagger about him that in years past he didn't really have, and it's not even that it's like a traditional like swagger. It's this demeanor that he's not going to bend the knee to the media anymore, and he's not going
Yes.
to let them manipulate anything that comes out of his mouth, and I fucking love it. I think it's awesome, and it's got to be driving nearly every single one of those members of the media absolutely insane. There's a few exceptions, but the Jeff
You know who we're talking
McClains,
about. You know who
the Associated Press, all of those people who are always conjuring these stories up about Nick Sirianni and trying to get him out of here, and all this bullshit about how he's a dope and a dipshit. He's not dealing with it anymore, and he's flipping a double bird to him, and it's fucking awesome.
he's finally turned from a first year, second year head coach, kind of a rookie head coach deal, into a guy who's a seasoned vet now. He's not an old head quite yet, but he's been around the block once or twice, and he understands how to deal with everybody now. He's not the same Nick Sirianni from last year or the year before.
I brought this up on Monday's episode because it was one of my favorite new things to brag about Nick Sirianni with. I don't know if you saw this. It's pretty damn good company that Nick Sirianni finds himself in
Yeah.
as a head coach now. So for the first time in Eagles franchise history, they are 10-2 or better for a third straight season.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. Yeah.
Only 7 other coaches have done that 3 straight years in NFL history. Do you want to know who those coaches are, Harrison?
One was Belichick.
Bill Belichick did it.
Andy Reid.
No.
No.
Because first time in Eagles history this has happened, but only 7 other coaches in
With the
NFL
Chiefs,
history.
maybe.
Nope, has not happened with Andy.
Okay.
Sean Payton
Okay.
did it in New Orleans.
The headhunter.
Tony Dungy.
Okay. With Peyton Manning.
Mike Shanahan in Denver.
One. Yeah.
Mike Ditka.
Da Bears.
John Madden.
The GOAT.
And Curly Lambeau.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's an elite company now.
And Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, and what do all those names have together? They all
legends
go and they all have a Super Bowl under their belt, which means one's coming to Philadelphia sooner rather than later.
So good. It's so good. But I just love the way that this team is playing right now. Their defensive identity is insane.
Yes.
The progression of a lot of these young guys, and I'm not even talking the Quinyons and Cooper DeJean. I'm talking Nolan Smith. I'm talking Milton Williams. Did you see that video too of Milton Williams' dad going absolutely berserk on the TV, and then he pretended to call Jalen Hurts on the phone and Rick rolled everyone. It was so funny.
Yeah.
The Keely Ringos and Jordan Davis and
Keely apparently a yapper, a big time yapper.
Keely, big time yapper. His mom, we just followed her on Threads. She liked one of our posts, so I got to reach out to her, see if we can get Keely to yap on the pod with us, because I love Keely Ringo. I wanted him here from the jump, and when we drafted him, I was so pumped.
He was one of those guys who's like sneaky in the draft, but when we got him, it was like, yes.
And I mean, Jalen Carter deserves like first team all pro nods right now. And I mean, Nakobe Dean has been sensational. Zach Bond has been unbelievable.
And say good things about any of these guys.
I think Josh Sweat is having one of the most under the radar, unbelievable seasons. Like, his stats this year
they're off the charts.
Not what you would expect when you're looking at Josh Sweat. Like, he's doing it quietly. He's got 30 tackles and 7 sacks.
And
21 of those tackles are solo tackles too.
And that's just like the tip of the iceberg for this defense too. Like everybody's having career years, and the
He's
guy
on
who's not a
pace for 10.
safety,
He's on pace for a double-digit sack season.
the guy who's not a safety, he's just a corner who'll lock down your number one. He's having a
So good.
phenomenal rookie campaign.
And like Jalix Hunt has stepped up, and I love Jalix. Like I want Jalix to come on this podcast so bad, dude. I love him so much. Like this defense just has an identity about them. They know their roles, and I just love this team is this is the fun part here. They are a defensive minded team, but they're not like Buddy Ryan defensive minded team
Yeah,
where they have the defense, but they don't have an offense to complement it.
it's both sides
Buddy
of the ball.
Ryan's team was just defense, 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 smash mouth in your face, and then you score like 10 points. That's
Yeah,
not fun to me. That's boring football. That's not fun. This team has an electric defense. They're making big plays, huge hits, getting turnovers
yep,
for the offense that is equally as electric. And while it's not flashy electric, they are still producing at a rate that is unbelievable.
yep,
And that's what's fun. This team has an identity. They're defense first, but then when you turn it over to the offense, they have so many keys that they can turn to start so many different engines on this car that
yep.
they just go.
And when you said this defense knows the roles, the only thing I can think of, Vic Fangio must have had them in the locker room preseason and just showed them that clip of The Rock from like 90s, early 2000s. Shut your mouth and know your role. And just had that on repeat constantly, getting them fired up, getting them ready to run through a wall for the season.
Between
And
that and then the clip where it's like, there's only one thing left to do. Win the whole fucking thing.
yep, yep. And I bet they watched Rocky like 15 million times.
Oh,
Win,
yeah.
win.
Need it.
The vibes are so high right now in Philadelphia.
And it's so funny how the story got like retweeted onto my timeline again from like May of this year. And my good friend Cam Wolf, who works for NFL Network, has been on the show a couple times, used to cover the Dolphins for ESPN. And he's
Yeah.
around the Dolphins a lot. And there were Dolphins players saying like, oh, now we can kind of be ourselves and play freely now that Vic Fangio's gone. And it's like, you guys fucking suck. What are you talking about?
Went down the goddamn drain.
Like
their defense comparatively from last year to this year, it's such a dip in quality.
Because guess what? The Eagles this year, everyone, total defense, number one. And I'm not talking kids next door.
Oh, a hell of a reference you just pulled out there. But yeah, big number one guys. Big number one guys. Schmitty Werben Man Jensen.
The Eagles are one. The Eagles are one of two teams this year. Defensive yards average is below 300 yards a game. Do you know who the other team is? It'll kind of surprise you, I bet.
Below 300. Surprise me. Oh, is it the Titans?
It's the Titans.
Yeah.
But here's the difference. The Titans have allowed 291.9 yards on average per game. The Eagles have allowed 282.8. The Eagles' touchdowns allowed this year, 23. The Titans' defense, 39.
And the fact that the Titans don't have an offense to go along with that defense. Because Will Levis, he's funny. He's an interesting quarterback. Is he a good quarterback? That's debatable. That's debatable. He's eating too much mayonnaise to care about throwing the ball.
Is that an instrument?
Is horseradish an instrument?
No, Patrick. Horseradish isn't an instrument either.
Is a football mayonnaise?
The owner of the white sedan, you left your lights on. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom.
The Eagles also have opportunities to clinch a postseason spot this weekend it is damn near impossible, in my opinion, that it will occur.
Will or won't?
That it won't happen this weekend, just because of the scenarios. I'm pulling it up here because here's how the Eagles can clinch a postseason spot this weekend.
Okay.
There are 10 possible scenarios.
Jesus Christ.
So option number 1, Eagles win. So here we go. I'll do this. The first 6 options include the Eagles winning.
So there are 4 options where we don't have to win and still clinch?
Where we tie and clinch.
Ooh.
It's gross. Brother, ew.
Ooh.
So the first 6 options include the Eagles winning. So the Eagles win and the Falcons lose or tie. And that is part of the first 3 equations here. Option number 1 is Eagles win, Falcons lose or tie, Seattle and Arizona tie. That's option 1.
Okay, so option 1's out the window already from probably.
Option 2, mind you, I'll let you know who Atlanta plays. They play the Vikings.
Okay, so the loss could happen.
And then option 2, Eagles win, Falcons lose or tie, Arizona loses to Seattle.
Okay.
And then the Rams lose or tie. And the Rams this week are playing the Bills.
You know what? I could see option 2 happening.
It could happen.
That one's pretty realistic.
Option 3, Eagles win, Falcons lose or tie, Arizona loses, and then Detroit wins or ties Thursday night against the Packers.
That's also very realistic.
Which I don't want it to be because we need the Packers to win so that we have a chance to claim that number 1 seed. Option 4 is Eagles win, Tampa Bay loses or ties.
Okay.
And then Seattle or Arizona ties.
Okay.
Same thing, just instead of the Falcons, it's Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is playing the Raiders.
And the odds of the tie, every single one where there's a necessary tie, I'm just chucking out the window.
Yeah. So option 5 is the same as option 2, just instead of the Falcons, it's Tampa Bay. Same with option 6. Instead of the Falcons, it's Tampa Bay. Option 7. Here's where it gets gross. Eagles tie. Falcons lose. Seahawks and Arizona tie.
Ugh.
Option 8.
Ugh.
Eagles tie. Falcons lose. Arizona lose. Rams lose or tie.
Ugh.
Option 9. Eagles tie. Tampa Bay loss. Seattle, Arizona tie. And then option 10, Eagles tie, Tampa Bay loss, Arizona loss, Rams loss, or tie.
Okay, so these scenarios are wild. All I'm going to say is that we should just go out there and take care of business and focus on clinching for another week when it's just we win and we're in.
Yeah.
Like just win. There's no need to get ourselves all hyped up because we're going to make the playoffs. That's a no doubter at this point. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. But
here's what we need. We need the Eagles to win, and we really genuinely, because it's attainable, you want to play for that 1 seed. You want the Packers to win on Thursday Night Football this week.
I agree. And man, I'm just looking forward to that NFC Championship game, Eagles and Lions, because that is going to be a barn burner. I'll
also say this too. If the Packers win on Thursday, you want to root for the Falcons to win against the Vikings at that point, so that way the Vikings do not have a tiebreaker in their pocket over the Eagles because we lost to the Falcons earlier this year.
Yep. And man, what was it? I was listening to the Sunday Night Crew before the Bills and Niners game this week, and the way they were talking about the Eagles and the Lions was just it was uplifting to hear. It was so nice to hear a national media source being like, yes, the Eagles are one of the 2 best teams in the NFL right now, and that is undisputable.
We don't have people moving the goalposts like Chase Daniel and all these backup quarterbacks who never did anything in their careers, who somehow have a platform to talk about the NFL and just yap all the time about how the Eagles are relying too much on Saquon now. Shut the
Who
fuck up.
cares?
What do you think Jared Goff is doing? He's relying on 2 running backs.
He's got Sonic and Knuckles out there doing the damn thing for him. We've got one dude. And listen, not to rip on Kenneth Gainwell. I love Kenneth Gainwell, but Saquon is getting the majority of those touches. And Jalen Hurts isn't relying on Saquon. That's just another weapon in the arsenal.
Yep.
Like he's still throwing out those touchdowns to AJ Brown and Devontae and Dallas and Calcaterra and all of them. He's even throwing touchdowns to Saquon. He's running the ball in himself. He is having a hell of a year.
Jalen Hurts is on pace to have the first 2020 season by an NFL quarterback in the history of the league.
And he's when he does that, it's going to be absolutely incredible. And I mean, we were talking about it earlier. You brought up the comparisons between Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts is having a significantly better, like not significantly
and equally similar,
but similar with the edge. Similar with the edge.
The only thing Josh Allen has better than him right now is more passing yards.
And Jalen has the fewest pass attempts in the NFL.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing I talked about on Monday. That's my argument for Saquon to be the MVP, is that Josh Allen is having a great year. And I love Josh Allen. I think he's a great player. Super fun. It's just not an MVP quarterback year to me when you have Jalen Hurts having similar stats in multiple categories to Josh Allen, while you also have Saquon Barkley over here redefining the position of running back for the NFL now and the NFL of the future. You also have Derrick Henry doing that. You also have Aaron Jones doing that. Or I'm sorry, Josh Jacobs doing that. Aaron Jones also having a good year. Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. Joe Mixon is doing that. You're seeing the value of the running back again, and it is being led by Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
And to me, that is what a most valuable player is. It is not the best player. It is not the best quarterback. It is the most valuable player. And to me, that's Saquon Barkley.
I agree. I mean, you got kids in high school trying to do the backwards hurdle, failing miserably, mind you, but they're trying to do it.
You have Pee Wee football players trying to do it, and it's like, guys, you don't have that range
yet, but they will keep practicing it, and eventually,
even if you do get that range, you ain't gonna get that height.
No, did you see that kid try it and then get helicoptered,
leveled?
I'm sorry, buddy, you're not Saquon Barkley.
So funny.
You got math class in the morning. Go study for that.
It's so good. But the Eagles take on the Panthers this week, and the big thing is just run the fucking football. You can run it down their throats. Their run defense is so bad. Let Saquon shine in this game. And we said it at the top of the show. It would not surprise me if Saquon has another 200-plus rushing yard game.
Absolutely.
This is a game where if all goes correctly, Saquon could surpass what he did against the Rams, because that's how bad the Panthers' rush defense is. And if you set the tone again in this game and you're able to go up, I don't know, let's just hypothetically say 27-3, 31-3 by midway through the third quarter, you're setting yourself up to let these guys get more rest again, keep them fresh for a big game upcoming that could get flexed to Sunday Night Football against the Steelers the following week.
Hell, even if Saquon gets to 150 and we're up by that much, just take him out the damn game. Don't even risk a thought of something happening. Again, not a good one. But it feels like one of those games. It feels like the Cowboys game from earlier this season, where we can go out there. Giants, do our damn thing, score the football, and just shellac them.
This is a game the Eagles should easily win by 3 touchdowns. And that's no disrespect to how well the Panthers have been playing recently, but they're not even in the same breath as what this Eagles team is.
This feels like IU Purdue from this last weekend. These are two teams playing completely different levels of football right now. And it shouldn't be close. It should not be close.
Like, I'm looking to see who the Panthers have played their last couple of games. Like, for comparison's sake, the Panthers let's go the entire month of November, their whole November schedule.
Yes.
They beat the Saints by 1. They beat the
win.
Giants by 3 in overtime in Germany.
Which was reparations for World War II. That was the final punishment.
They lost to the Chiefs by 3 and should have beaten them.
It's because the Chiefs have their voodoo black magic curse or whatever on the entire NFL.
And then they should have beat the Bucs last week and lost in overtime.
Yeah. And that was a hell of a game. Also,
all 3 of those games, though, are decided by 3 or less points in the month of November for the Panthers.
I got to say real quick, after the pick, I forget the player's name, but he picked off Baker. Coldest handshake of all time afterward with the Kamehameha. The coldest. I was sitting at I was preparing for my shift, sitting at the bar with one of my coworkers. We saw that and we lost our damn minds.
But then you look at the Panthers schedule this entire season and the teams they've played that we can justifiably say are playoff teams. Early in September, they played the Chargers and lost 26-3.
Got blown out.
They lost to, at the time when they lost to them, we thought they were contenders. I don't know so much now, but they lost 38-20 to the Falcons.
I mean, that NFC South is getting chippy.
They lost 40-7 to the Commanders.
Yeah.
And they lost 28-14 to the Broncos.
Yeah. And
this is also a team that got blown out by the Chicago Bears.
Not only the Chicago Bears, but the Chicago Bears, while they still had Matt Eberflus as their head coach.
And Shane Waldron as their offensive coordinator.
I still can't get over that game on Thanksgiving last week. How do you not take that timeout?
Insane.
A Pee-wee coach would have called that timeout.
Ray Charles would have called that timeout. What are we talking about?
Stevie Wonder. It would have been like, hey, how much time's on the clock? 30 seconds? Okay. Boop.
It's so bad.
If he still had a job today, I would be questioning the hell out of that front office.
So bad. So bad. But this is a game the Eagles set the tone early with the run game. Let Saquon cook. Hopefully Devontae's back, I think, by releasing Paris Campbell, and then he got re-signed to the practice squad this week too because the Eagles signed CJ Uzomah to the active roster, which I love CJ. Signals to me that Devontae's going to be back this week, which is a good sign. He was almost back this week, but they didn't want to push it, which I think was smart. And I saw this today too, Harrison. This blew my mind because I had to sit and think about it, but it's crazy how efficient this Eagles offense has been this entire season. 10-2. Jalen's having a great year. Saquon's doing his thing. Receivers are getting their yard. The Eagles' entire starting offense this season has played together fully intact 2 games.
Holy shit.
2 games.
Is that which ones?
Week 1.
Okay.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
And then
was it the Commanders week?
It was either the Commanders or the Jags.
Or was it? Oh no, it might have been the Cowboys.
No, it was the Commander. It had to have been the Commanders because Mailata had just come back.
Yeah.
Devontae played Devontae has missed multiple games. AJ Brown missed multiple games. Lane Johnson missed games. Dallas Goedert's missed games. Jordan Mailata missed games. This offense cohesively has played the entire starting offense has played 2 total games together.
If we had that same kind of luck last year, good luck even talking about 10-2. We would have been At this point in the season, I want to say we would have been 6-6.
Yeah.
And
Two
that's
total
AJ.
games. What team in the NFL can say their offense has played 2 total games together this season and has been playing this well?
The Philadelphia Eagles, and
And
that's
maybe the
the end of the
Chiefs.
list. And no, I don't
And not
even
even that the Chiefs are playing well, but they've won games while not having their full offense. So I'll give them that.
yeah. Well, and you wanna know why they won against the Raiders last, Friday?
That
It's
was the most
because
fugazi shit ever.
the Raiders had a Purdue quarterback, at the gun. That's why.
He looks like
Purdue's good
Farva from Super Troopers.
yeah. Purdue's good at producing engineers and, like, 7-foot tall basketball players, but football players, they got Drew Brees, and that's it.
Aiden O'Connell looks like Farva from Super Troopers. It's so bad.
Let me get a liter of cola.
I don't want a leader, Farva. That's so funny.
Sir, what size is a liter? Just give me a liter of cola. That looked like spit.
Super
Yeah,
Troopers is so good.
one of the most underrated comedies of the 21st century. So good. So
But
good.
for the Eagles, just set the tone early with the run game.
Yep.
Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And I said it during the game against the Ravens, and I want them to do this against the Panthers too, because you can take advantage of it. Use AJ Brown and Grant
Yeah.
Calcaterra in the middle of the field. The way
Well,
that they were able to
awesome.
move the ball down the field the way they did in that game against the Ravens by hitting AJ underneath on those slant routes, hitting Dallas Goedert open in the flat.
Yep.
That's what you need to do to move the ball down the field in the passing game. You don't always have to go for the big explosive play, but when it's there, go for it.
Yep.
If you have the opportunity and you feel like it's the right play, but you can move the ball in so many different ways. And that was another great thing that I saw from Jalen in this game against the Ravens that I want to continue seeing here against the Panthers, a much lesser opponent, and don't play down to the competition. That's your biggest thing. Run the ball, move the ball in a smart and efficient way, and use the middle of the field like you have been, and don't play down to your competition.
Yep. Absolutely. And I'm gonna say it as well as you. Do not play down to your competition. They need to emphasize that over and over and over again this week.
100%. But yes, we will go around the NFL as well. But our Eagles game preview against the Panthers is brought to you by 47 brand. I'm rocking the 47 brand Eagles hat right now. I just saw that they have this in the Kelly or the midnight green edition that I'm going to have to get as well. 47 brand, truly the best. They had their holiday sale go on this past week. Hopefully you all took advantage of that 30% off. But if you want to shop for your favorite sports fan this holiday season, it is never too late. Click our link in the description. Check out everything that 47 brand has to offer. They just dropped another new winter collection with some of the plaid hats and everything that looks so spectacular. But shop for your favorite sports fan, your favorite Philly sports fan with 47 brand. Use our link and get free shipping on all orders when you click the link in the description. Shop with 47 brand, and you get 15% off when you sign up for their email list. So use our link, get free shipping on all orders with our friends at 47 brand, and shop for your favorite sports fan this holiday season with 47. Harrison, let's go around the NFL, shall we?
Go.
And our Around the NFL highlight here is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Lock in your plans for Sunday, everybody. The Week 14 NFL on CBS schedule is out. I got the matchups for you here to get your CBS NFL viewing going. 1 o'clock slate. It's a nice little rivalry week. A lot of fun matchups here. Browns at Steelers going down. It's always a doozy of a matchup. Jameis Winston.
Oh, Jameis. What
Russell Wilson. It's going to be an awesome match. A little bit of a revenge game, too. You know, they had that snow game that Jameis wins. Now the Steelers looking for revenge. And we got Jets at Dolphins. Should be ugly. It's always an ugly game.
Anything with the Jets this year is ugly as hell.
Ugly. We've got Raiders at Buccaneers, a little rematch of that 2002 Super Bowl. It's the John Gruden Bowl. Jaguars at Titans. The ever so sentimental Thursday Night Football matchup of the century goes down Sunday at 1 p.m. on Paramount Plus and CBS. And then 4:05, another rivalry game, Seahawks at Cardinals.
It's going to be a fun one.
A matchup that is highly anticipated, a matchup that we'll be watching intently for Eagles playoff implications. We definitely need the Cardinals to tie or lose.
Play for a tie. 0-0.
You need it. And Harrison, also going on Paramount Plus coming up. I know you're excited about this. You're a big Dexter fan.
Yep.
And guess what? Dexter Original Sin arrives December 13th on Paramount Plus. Witness the beginning as Dexter's darkness first comes to light in Dexter Original Sin, streaming December 13th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. When his bloodthirsty urges can't be ignored any longer, young Dexter Morgan must learn to channel his inner darkness as he transitions from student to avenging serial killer with the guidance of his father, Harry. And Harrison, Paramount Plus has been so kind, but to offer us the trailer for everyone to watch. So sit back, and here is the Dexter Original Sin trailer to get your blood pumping for this bloodthirsty event, streaming on December 13th on Paramount Plus with Showtime.
I am a killer, but I wasn't born this way. I was made by my history, by the people around me. They say it takes a village to raise a killer.
I can get my satisfaction.
Looks incredible.
Perfect song choice.
Absolutely. I had my inner New Jersey and then me going, whoa, 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 whoa.
So yes, Dexter Original Sin is streaming December 13th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Use our link in the description to sign up for Paramount Plus with the Showtime plan so that you can stream Dexter Original Sin starting on December 13th on Paramount Plus. And you can stream the NFL all season on Paramount Plus as well. Just check your local listings for your game in your areas. Harrison, here's the Week 14 slate that we've got, and Thursday Night Football is must-see TV this week. It is Packers at Lions on Thursday Night Football. I can't wait. That game is going to be absolutely electric. Just a perfect Thursday night game to get the week started.
This is the exact kind of game that Thursday Night Football was made for. Hated rivals going head-to-head in a division, a game that really matters for the division, because 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC North have been playing out of their skulls this year, discounting the Chicago Bears.
Bears.
Bears. But that's going to be so fun. I know I'm going to be able to watch that while I'm working tomorrow, and it's going to be a packed house.
That is the perfect game to order wings, order appetizers. Even if you're not going out, get them delivered to the crib or go pick them up and have them and just have people over and watch that game.
Exactly. Good watch party game.
Yes, 100%. Then on Sunday, the 1:00 slate across the board, like we mentioned, Browns at Steelers. We've got Saints at Giants, Jets at Dolphins, Jaguars at Titans. We've got Falcons at Vikings, a little Kirk Cousins revenge game action there. And of course, our Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Carolina Panthers. We've got Raiders at Buccaneers. Seahawks at Cardinals starts the late slate at 4:05. And then 4:25, we've got 2 games. Bears at 49ers. Bills at the Rams. Sunday Night Football is just as juicy. It's Chargers at Chiefs.
Ooh.
And then Monday is a great day.
Is that the Simpsons game?
It's the Simpsons game, baby. It's Bengals and Cowboys.
Yes. Oh man, that's gonna be must-watch television. That sums up the Cowboys season right there.
Yep. And I hope the Bengals make the Cowboys eat their shorts.
Oh yeah. And meanwhile, Joe Shiesty on the sideline chomping down on a nice pink frosted donut. Oh, but the one of the games that I'm looking forward to the most this week has to be Steelers and Browns, just because of one man. One man, 4 syllables. Jameis Winston. He is the most electrifying quarterback in all of sports. That man threw 6 touchdowns on Monday night, 2 of them to the wrong team, but he still threw 6 touchdowns. And to quote one of my favorite videos I've ever seen on Instagram and TikTok, you can't spell Winston without win.
I was gonna say, did you see his interview on Part of My Take where he said that?
Yep. And you also can't spell Winston without stun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I also saw a tweet this week that was so funny to me, and it was Deshaun Watson is such a vile human being that it makes you forget Jameis Winston has a terrible past himself.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's grown. He's
Crazy.
All he did was steal a couple crab legs.
Well, he also had a sexual assault case himself in college that he was found guilty of. Yeah, right? Deshaun Watson is that bad that it makes you forget that Jameis Winston was convicted of a sexual assault case.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, good Lord.
So crazy.
Good Lord. But yeah, that man, I mean, I saw another meme out there. It was the bus, one guy looking out on the rocks, one guy looking out on the sunny shores. It was Browns fans while losing with Deshaun Watson, and Browns fans while losing with Jameis Winston. Yeah.
Also, like, can we just talk about the season Russell Wilson's been having?
He's turned it around. He's back to form.
Everyone called Mike Tomlin crazy for benching Justin Fields when he did, and Russell Wilson has turned into arguably a comeback player of the year candidate.
Yeah.
From just a pure playing and skill situation. Like, he threw for 414 yards last week.
Yeah. The guy's been playing out of his mind. And it's like he had something to prove after the 2 years in Denver. And we don't need to talk about those years in Denver because they never happened. That's another mass hallucination.
But we have a great split of games coming up this week. Definitely looking forward to Thursday Night Football. Definitely looking forward to Steelers Browns because that matchup is always just like gritty, dirty. I feel like it's the AFC North equivalent to Eagles Cowboys,
Absolutely.
where like those two teams hate each other. And I equate Steelers Ravens to Eagles Giants when both teams are just always good, because whether you like to admit it or not, Eagles Giants is a far superior rivalry to Eagles Cowboys. We hate the Cowboys because we hate their fans. We hate the Giants because we hate their entire existence.
Yeah. It's like, oh, the Cowboys fans, they're annoying. They run their mouths. The Giants are just an annoyance as an entire thing.
Yes.
Like, there's almost no redeemable quality to that team.
No.
Like, I will say, I much prefer Giants fans over Cowboys fans. I actually
100%. Giants fans know ball.
Yes, they know ball. They're typically chill people. Like, my grandpa's a Giants fan, and I love.
You can have a constructive ball-knowing conversation with a Giants fan that you could never have with a Cowboys fan, whether they are a weird, where the fuck did you come from, tri-state area Cowboys fan, or if they are an original Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington Cowboys fan. You can't have a ball-knowing conversation with any Cowboys fan. And any Giants fan, you can sit down and talk ball with them, and they sound intelligent.
And at least Giants fans, they are fans of all 4 New York teams. It might be different New York teams, but they are all 4 New York teams. You don't get the Cowboys, the Yankees, the Lakers. And then Duke men's basketball and Alabama football.
Or the new Gen Z where it's not the Lakers and it's the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. Like, trust me, the Giants as an organization suck. New York Giants fans, dope-ass people.
Yes.
Dope-ass people.
We've had some great Giants fans on this program before, so they know ball, and that's why they get welcomed back. all the time.
Exactly. I'll sit down and have a beer with a Giants fan any day of the week.
100%,
Any day of
100%.
the week.
Great segue there, Harrison, because you want to talk beer. Kenwood Beer is the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. And Harrison, they just announced a really cool initiative that they are doing this holiday season in their merch store. You go to the Kenny shop, you can get beer delivered to your house this holiday season.
Yeah.
Give the gift of beer for December only. Kenwood Beer is offering home delivery to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware residents. They can't guarantee a delivery date, but if you order before the 18th, there's a good chance it arrives before Christmas Day. It is available in 6-pack 12-ounce cans, 12-pack 12-ounce cans, and Big Kenny's, the 12-pack 19.2-ounce cans. Ranges anywhere from $11 to $22. It's the perfect gift this holiday season for your favorite tri-state area resident. Visit kenwoodbeer.com and get beer delivered to your home this holiday season with our friends at Kenwood Beer. If you order before December 18th, there's a good chance it arrives before Christmas Day. So go to kenwoodbeer.com, order beer to your home this holiday season if you live in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Delaware, or use the Kenny Finder at kenwoodbeer.com to see who's got Kenny's on tap, or in your local liquor stores in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, or Maryland areas. And of course, guys, you got to be 21 or older to do so. And of course, please drink responsibly. Our Flyers segment brought to you by Kenwood Beer. And Harrison, the Flyers are a buzzing right now. They are on fire. I talked about them on Monday's episode and the streak that they are on. I wanted to get your positioning since we last recorded. What a win on Black Friday.
I mean, the goals they scored were phenomenal in that game. That backhand pass to who was it? What was it? Frosty who scored that, or no? It wasn't Frosty. It was Brink. It was Bobby Brink who scored
Yeah.
that. It was just perfect. They outplayed the Rangers in every facet of the game, from goaltending to defense to offense. It was genuinely one of the most perfect games of hockey I've ever seen them play.
And it was pure toughness that
Yes.
they were the tougher team
Yes.
than the Rangers. And then you turn around on a back-to-back, go on the road and win in overtime against St. Louis, and Matvei Michkov is just that guy. He's that guy, and the world is recognizing it. And I love that the likes of John Buchagras are recognizing it on social media.
Yes.
Shout out to Liam Blutman at Barstool. He is just crowning Michkov the MVP. This team is finding their identity. They have found a triad of goaltenders that are playing out of their minds right now in the absence of Sam Ersson.
Yeah.
And I love that they were able to snag not only an overtime win in Nashville on Wednesday, then you turn around and get the Black Friday win, then you turn around and get the overtime win in St. Louis, and then you get a nice little break until Thursday.
Yeah.
You get 3 wins in a row, and you stole that point, even though it was a game that you wish, in the context of the game, that you won in regulation. You still stole a point from the Golden Knights, who are a damn good hockey team.
Yep.
And you're on a 5-game point streak going into a home game against the defending Stanley Cup champs, who, mind you, the Flyers took to a shootout the last time they played them down in Florida.
And I think the game that sums up the Flyers season perfectly is that one against Nashville. Was it pretty? No. But they hung in there. They kept chipping away. And then with 10 seconds on the clock, they tie it up. And then you find your captain in overtime to poke in the game-winning goal. This is just a team that finds ways to get points. Not necessarily win, but they get the job done. They get points. They're skyrocketing in the standings right now. They're fun as hell to watch because you never know what you're going to get, and in a good way. Like last year, you never knew what you're going to get, and it was going to be either like you see the worst performance of your life or you see a top-notch performance. No, this year, it's either a tight game or they go out there and absolutely blow the doors off a team. And they're just this culture change has been so important for the progression of this team. There's no more purgatory. We're not in hell anymore either. We're ascending to a level that we should be at as a historically great franchise too. And I'm sure Bobby Clark and Bernie Parent have been sick watching the Flyers teams of the years past. And this is a team that would make the Broad Street Bullies proud. We've got players that would line up with Dave Schultz and go like toe to toe with him. We've got players scoring out their ass. Travis Konechny is having the season of his life, and he got rewarded for that. He's on the Team Canada Four Nations face-off team. Him, Travis Sanheim are both on Team Canada, and then Risto made Team Finland. Now, there should have been a few more Flyers on there, but I'm happy with 3. I'm very happy with 3. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to play post All-Star break, because I'm already looking ahead to the All-Star break. But if we can come out of the gate after that playing at the same level, if not better, we're going to be one of those teams that can play spoiler in the playoffs.
100%. And I'm looking at it right now, and this is fascinating to me. So the Flyers are 7-2-1 in their last 10, which is good to be on the same pace as the Washington Capitals, who are in first place in the Metropolitan right now. Harrison, can I give you this? The Flyers have the second longest win streak in the entire Eastern Conference.
Who let the Flyers get hot? Who let the Flyers?
The only team who has a longer win streak somehow is the stupid ass Pittsburgh Penguins. They've won 4 in a row, but the Flyers have been off since the 30th of November. So,
and you know
the Flyers have won 3 in a row, and that is good for second longest win streak in the entire conference.
And you know the Penguins are going to come crashing back down to earth eventually. This will not keep up. They are not that team. They're not the 2016, 2017, 2018 Penguins. They're not the 2008, 2009 Penguins either. This is a team that is punching above their weight right now. Meanwhile, the Flyers are in the right weight class.
I mean, the next 3 games that the Penguins play, which are Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday of next week, they're at the Rangers, home against the Maple Leafs, and home against the Avalanche. That's 3 losses if I've ever seen them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to get smacked. Absolutely mollywopped.
So I brought this up. We did this for November, and we kind of like navigated, and I think the Flyers punched above what we predicted for their point total.
They definitely did.
So here's their December outlook for schedule-wise, and let's try to predict their points here. So everything gets started on Thursday when you guys are listening to this against the Panthers. That is their first game of December. Then they are at the Bruins on Saturday, and then Sunday they're home against Utah.
First ever
matchup, historic game there. And then on Tuesday of next week, they're at Columbus. And then Thursday, they're home against Detroit. Saturday, the 14th, they're at Minnesota. And then Wednesday, the 18th, they're at the Red Wings. Then on the 19th, they're home against the Kings. The 21st, they're home against Columbus. The 23rd, they're at Pittsburgh. And then the 28th, they go to Anaheim to take on the Ducks. And then the 29th, they are at the Kings. And then New Year's Eve, they are on the road to finish up 2024 at the Sharks.
All right. So
with a total, I'll get the total game count here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games in the month of December.
So out of a possible 26 points we could get out of this stretch, I would be very happy with a range from 15 to 18. 15 to 18 sounds right. Let's go down game by game here. Panthers, I could see us either we lose that game in regulation or we lose it in overtime or a shootout. So that's either 0 or 1 points. I think we beat the Bruins. I have not been impressed with the Bruins thus far. We're about the same level of team as them, and we're going to want to punch them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a team, I'd say they're rivalry-wise, they're on the same level as like the Rangers and like the Devils.
Yeah, I hate the Bruins.
Hate the Bruins. I think they might be my most hated Boston team, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
I think it's it's them then the Celtics for me.
Oh, the Celtics are up there, but I've hated the Bruins for so much longer that it has to go to the Bruins. And
Yeah.
I feel nothing towards the Patriots anymore. I
Yeah,
genuinely
we
feel nothing.
got like our vengeance and then they died.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
Evil
like
died. But
it was like Palpatine like just going away and smoke in the ether.
yeah, exactly. They dissipated. They're nothing. So I say we beat the Bruins. So let's be generous and say that we lose in overtime to the Panthers. That's 3
Okay.
points right there. I say we beat Utah. So that's 5. Now the Blue Jackets is going to be a very emotional game.
Right.
That's going to very emotional. That's going to be a good tribute to Johnny Hockey and his brother. And I'm sure they're going to do something awesome with Guy Gaudreau and the whole family. I'm going to say that one goes to overtime because both teams are going to be playing for number 13, but the Flyers come out on top in that one too. Now the Red Wings, I feel like we lose to the Red Wings because
Interesting.
that is always one of those games that the Flyers somehow manage to drop. Like we in all my years of being a Flyers fan, it always feels like the Red Wings have our number. So I'm going to say loss to the Red Wings. The Wild, I'm going to say a loss because we're away to them. They're the best team in the NHL right now. They're playing out of their minds. So that's another loss. Let me flip the loss with the Red Wings real quick. We win at home.
Split with them.
Yeah, we split with them. We win at home. We lose on the road. Now the Kings is a very interesting one. LA is always one of those teams who are tough to play. Since it's home, I'm going to say we take that. And then we take the Blue Jackets game again. We take the Penguins, we take the Tucks, lose to the Kings, beat the Sharks. So this is actually, I could see us getting around 20 points this month.
Should be insane.
Which would be insane. Like, last year I would have said we lose most of these games.
Yes.
But the team is just so hot right now that it feels a little sacrilegious to say we lose any of them because they're in every single one of their games.
Mm-hmm. 47 points going into the new year would be like, I feel like going into the season, people would have looked at you with 12 heads if you said that.
Yes, I agree. But they've just been punching up a level this year, and it feels good to watch as a fan.
So should we say on the record, prediction is anywhere from 17 to 20 points?
I'm going to be generous. Let's say 17 to 21.
I like that. So
Lock it in.
we will revisit this.
Yeah. We could be either
at the end of the month.
We could be spot on or just completely wrong.
Which either way is great for content.
It's phenomenal for content. Because like you could be, oh, look at this stupid biased Philly fan just talking out his ass about the Flyers. Or I could be a genius. We could be geniuses.
100%. And I mean, you look at November, who would you say was like player of the month for the Flyers in November?
Travis Konechny. Like, without a doubt in my mind. That man deserves an all-star spot. He is just scoring goals at a ridiculous clip. And he's uplifting the entire team with him. Like, he's assisting goals. He's scoring. He's helping the young guns get their place in the team. I'd say a close second goes to the entire goalie trio. Because they've stood on their head for us.
Yeah.
And those Russians know how to play hockey, man.
I was going to say, if we did like our 3 stars of the month of November, which this is easily a social graphic, I was going to say TK star number 1.
Yep.
Second star, I was going to do a split of Fedotov and Kolosov because those two have been unbelievable as just a power punch duo.
Yep.
And my sneaky third star is Emil Andre.
Emil Andre, for me, he's my 4th. I go Bobby Brink 3, but like it's interchangeable. Both of those young guns have been showing out. And
like, Andre has been unreal. And like one of those like sneaky, just like from the cracks of the earth type of players that nobody suspected would like be contributing the way that he is.
He's going to be a focal point of our defense for years. It's going to be him and Cam York mixed with a veteran Travis Sanheim. Also, I just want to talk about how good Travis Sanheim is real quick. That man can do no wrong. Like the way he's changed his game over the last few years, chef's kiss. That man is built for Philly hockey. And whenever his contract's up, we better throw a bag at him.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's find out here.
Sanheim contract. So he signed that extension in 2022.
Okay.
The 8-year, $50 million in extension.
Yeah. So it's a good thing he's locked up because
So
he
he's
is
through 2030.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he really does encapsulate Philly hockey very well.
Truly. Like he's been so good, especially this season. Like I feel like he has found a new stride for himself.
Yes.
And it's been really fun to watch.
He's become one of the veteran leaders. And it's like him, it's Couturier, it's Scott Lawton. And that's just it's
And
a
obviously
good
TK.
and TK. But he's still young enough that he's like that.
Yeah.
He's that bridge between the
Which
vets and the
is
young
so
kids.
crazy because like I remember like Travis Konechny like getting called up and like that was my guy simply because you wore number 11.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that Travis Konechny is 27 years old.
He's been in the league since he was 18.
Like that's insane.
And he's the perfect bridge between the 30-year-old vets, the Coots and the Lawtons of the team. And then the Matvei Michkovs and the Bobby Brinks and the Cam Yorks and the
Isn't it wild? Like 2 years ago, everyone wanted to trade Travis Konechny.
I know. I look back on that time and I'm like, you were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong.
Wrong.
And you know who wasn't wrong? Me, because I was like, just let Teeks cook.
Yes.
Let him cook.
He's the type of player too. Like he's the type of Canadian player that it's so fun to see him like embrace Philly.
Yeah.
Like he's Philly through and through. Like I remember the Flyers had a game and I was at the game that this happened. It was against the Diamondbacks last year, NLCS, and the Flyers came across the street to go watch the game, and I was in the building, and it was like 10 of them just showed up, and it was like, holy shit, the Flyers are here. And like you see him like at events with like the Eagles and stuff, and like he is truly like everything and then some that you want from a player that's in their prime, and it gives the franchise, like obviously Michkov has gained insane notoriety so quickly, but like Travis Konechny is the face of this team.
Absolutely. And when Couturier eventually hangs him up, not for some time, knock on wood, I want Couturier to be healthy and around for much. I want Couturier to win a cup with us.
Yeah.
He deserves one. But the future captain of this Philadelphia Flyers team is Travis Konechny.
100%.
100%. I feel like he's grooming either Matvei or Bobby or Cam to become the next captain after him.
Yeah. Which I think Ed Snyder is going to be turning over in his grave when there's a Russian captain of this team.
Oh, he is. But at the end of the day, he'll see what Matvei Michkov is doing for this team, and he'll be like, I hate it, but I love it. I hate it, but I love
it. Go ahead, young man.
Mr. Snyder, may he rest in peace. He only cared about two things: the Flyers and the city of Philadelphia and the people in that city.
Yes.
And hands down, it's either him or Jeff Lurie, the two best owners that has ever graced any sport.
Yeah.
Any sport.
And genuinely, over the past couple of years, like I'm tossing John Middleton's name in that mix.
Oh, he's skyrocketing. But I mean, considering the history that Mr. Snyder had in Philadelphia, I mean, when Philadelphians give him the honorific Mister, you know you've done something right with your life.
100%. So yeah, I'm excited for the Flyers to get back. I think this is an awesome like mini break for them to kind of just rest and recoup and get ready for the month of December. But But yeah, the other team that's getting hot in this city, they're tied at halftime right now. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Who let him get hot?
Who let them get hot? They won 2 in a row.
That's a win streak, baby.
They win tonight. That's what we call streaking. They're playing the
We win
Magic.
one today. We win one tomorrow. We're moving.
They're playing the Magic in one of those weird. They're home tonight, and then they're home on Friday against the Magic too. So it's like a weird little stay here for Orlando.
They get to go. They can go do some stuff in Philadelphia. They can go to Dallas Andros, get himself a cheesesteak or something.
Yeah. The Sixers, it got announced today, I believe, because they were eliminated from the group stage in the NBA Cup. They got 2 games added to their mid-December schedule. So on Friday the 13th, they will be at home against the Indiana Pacers. And then on Monday, December 16th, they will be on the road against the Charlotte Hornets for the 15 millionth time this season.
Why does it feel like every single game we've played so far has been against Charlotte?
Every year it feels that way. It feels like we play the Charlotte Hornets 6,000 times a season.
Yeah, and then the Celtics the other 20,000 times.
Yes, literally.
It's like if we're not playing Charlotte, we're playing Boston. If we're not playing Boston, we're playing Charlotte.
So the Sixers played Charlotte. That was their first win of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was the Pacers.
Right. The Pacers.
The Pacers overtime win. Yeah.
Yeah. So their second win of the season was the overtime against Charlotte. So that was the first game against Charlotte. Then they just played Charlotte the other night, yesterday, as we record this. And then they will play Charlotte again on December 13th. And then I think they play Charlotte one more time.
All right. So
mistaken.
You sure it's one more time and not 20 more times?
No, that will be the last time, actually. It's just weird. Whenever they play the Hornets, it's always in that same pocket of games during the season.
And it feels like they wear the same jerseys every single time. The
ridiculous.
They're white jerseys, and then the Hornets are in their teal pinstripe jerseys.
Yep. It's so stupid.
Every single goddamn time.
The price of the Hornets is too damn high.
Damn high.
Sixers just came in at halftime. They're now leading 57-53 against the Orlando Magic. Jared McCain leading the team in scoring. Surprise, surprise. With 13 points.
That kid can flat out play.
How insane is it that the city of Philadelphia genuinely has 3 to 4 Rookie of the Year candidates?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And could have a 5th, depending on how Andrew Painter performs in 2025.
Just feed me all this good stuff going on.
And I'll even add another player into the mix because of his debut that happened on Sunday. They could have it with Brennan O'Neill with the Wings.
Yeah. Genuinely. I don't think there's a fan base that deserves this more than us, considering the hell that we've been through since the Eagles Super Bowl.
I'm looking at the rookie classes of elite performances right now. Flyers, it's obviously Michkov, Jared McCain for the Sixers, Quinyon Cooper DeJean for the Eagles.
Yep.
Brennan O'Neill with the Wings.
That's 5.
The Union, Kevin Sullivan.
6.
And the Phillies have Andrew Painter coming.
7.
And the Water Dogs are going to draft CJ Kurtz #1 overall.
8.
That's 8 impact rookies that will be part of Philadelphia sports franchises in 2024-2025.
And you want to talk more rookies? Emile Andre.
Yeah.
Emile Andre. That's 9 phenomenal rookies throughout all of the major Philadelphia sports teams. And again, we earned this. This has been years of pain and waiting and pain and waiting, and the cycle just keeps on going. And now we got what we deserved. Haley. Stupid cat. One thing she's not supposed. Give me a second. I got it. Get your ass down. Get your ass. Oh my God.
We're just trying to talk about elite rookies here.
Yeah. She's like, I'm the most elite rookie.
She's like, look at me. I'm the rookie of the year now.
Look at me. I'm the
I'm
rookie.
the rookie of the year. But the Sixers are hooping right now, and it's, I don't know. It's one of those weird things now. Like, they've started to get a couple wins together.
Yep.
Joel Embiid's still not playing tonight. Paul George is not playing. After he had a great performance against Charlotte last night, where he put up 29 points in 37 minutes. It was one of his best performances, if not his best, in a Sixers uniform. But
Easily hands down his best.
they're playing right now without Paul George, without Joel Embiid again. And, you look at the standings right now, it's the Sixers are 5-14, and you kind of look all the way up to the postseason spots. They're 4.5 games out of the 6th seed, and they're they're 5.5 out of the 5 seed, and they're 7 games back of the Knicks for the 4 seed. And it's like, yes, it's all well and good to look at it from that perspective, and you kind of have to peg the Sixers at best probably 5 seed if everything turns around. But when you look at 6 through 10, they're 2.5 games out of the 10 seed, which is ridiculous to even think that the 10 seed is a playoff spot in the NBA.
Well, like, it should be 8 teams.
Yeah.
Maximum. If you really want to cut it down, make it 6.
Right. And like, you're 4.5 games back of the Hawks for the 6th seed. It's fun to look at it from that perspective, but you also need those teams to implode to move yourself up the ranks. And obviously another game against the Hornets will be great to kind of balance things out.
Gauge
And
where we're
move
at.
past them in the standings.
Yeah.
But you're going toe to toe right now with the Orlando Magic, who are 15-8 this season. And if you can get a win tonight without Embiid, without Paul George, I think that would be huge for just the progression of where you want this team to be going. And I said it, going into this month, like, this was before, I think, the Charlotte game. I said in the month of December, like, the Sixers had to win 7 of these games before the Celtics game to really not have to punt on this season. And you win against Charlotte. You're going toe-to-toe with the Magic right now without 2 of your stars. And you have the Magic again on Friday at the Wells Fargo Center. Then you're in Chicago on Sunday. You're home against the Pacers on Friday, so you have a little bit of a layoff from that game against Chicago before you play again, which will be nice. We'll see if Embiid plays by then. And then you're at Charlotte on Monday the 16th. Oh, yeah, they do play Charlotte again. I'm sorry. They play Charlotte on December 20th at the Wells Fargo Center for a 4th time in the first 2.5 months of the season.
Nice.
And then you're at the Cavs on December 21st. You can kind of chalk that up as a loss, in my opinion.
They're playing so damn well this season.
And then you're home against the Spurs. And then you're at the Celtics on Christmas Day at 5 p.m. for the entire world to watch.
Yeah, and that's going to be great to show off for the entire team.
You got to split at bare minimum here against the Magic. You got to beat the Bulls. I think you got to beat the Pacers. You got to beat the Hornets in both of those games. You're going to lose to the Cavs. You hope to beat the Spurs. And then you're probably going to get blown out by the Celtics. But if you can navigate through it where you only lose one of these Magic games and lose to the Cavs, you're okay.
Yeah, and we're going to need Embiid for that Spurs game to take on Wembanyama, who's having nowhere near a sophomore slump. He's having a great second year in the NBA, and he's just going to continue to get better. And
it's not like the Spurs are lighting the world on fire. They're a game over 500 right now as we record this.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that they have a generational talent in Wembanyama. But this Sixers team is just so weird to me, man. Like it makes no sense.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like I want them to play well, but then I'm also like, at what point do I just say embrace punting this season, as painful as that is, and put yourself in the Cooper Flag lottery to
I
add
say
to Maxey and McCain?
I say if we're around the same kind of record around like after the All-Star break, that's when you give up on the season. That's when you embrace the tank.
I think it might even be
And
sooner.
it might have to be sooner. It depends. It really depends on how our record looks until then.
Like
But
after the Celtics game on Christmas, you're at the Jazz, at the Trailblazers, at the Kings, at the Warriors. So you do that little West Coast late December, early January swing. And then you come home to play at Brooklyn, and then you're home against the Suns, the Wizards, the Pelicans. Then you go to the Magic, and then you are home against the Thunder, the Knicks, at the Pacers, at the Bucks, at the Nuggets, home against the Cavs, at the Bulls, home against the Lakers,
yep,
home against the Kings, and then home against the Nuggets. I think January 31st is the deadline.
I agree. I agree. That's a good spot to be like, all right, if we're not picking it up by then,
Because your first game in February is home against the Celtics.
yeah. And then if we decide that that's the point we give up on the season, that'll make the eventual loss to the Celtics hurt that much less.
Because I think you need to decide where you're at this season before the trade deadline in particular.
Yes.
Because if you need to move pieces to acquire picks, whatever it may be, you need to kind of be set in your ways of how you view this season before the trade deadline even comes close.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And
Because
I
Jared McCain, who I was a huge fan of in college, and I was so thrilled that we drafted him becoming the player he is now is a huge victory for the long-term success of the Sixers with him and Maxey.
yeah.
And if you can add Cooper Flag to that mix, like
Yeah, and then we can
that's a trio for a decade.
we can stop focusing on the short term because that will extend our window.
Yeah.
And it won't extend it. It'll give us a brand new window.
Because then you would have potentially, though we're speaking in hypotheticals here, but if you
Yeah.
have Maxey McCain, Cooper Flag, and then Paul George
And potentially
Embiid,
a healthy Embiid.
right?
That's a game changer. It's a game
That's
changer.
huge.
And let's not lie. The OG Embiid window has slammed shut.
Right.
Like his window of him being an MVP caliber player and winning a championship, that window's closed.
Yeah.
Now it would go
And that was closed last year when they changed the rules for availability to even be eligible for the MVP.
Yep. So now we just got to hope that they can figure it out for the rest of the way going forward and give us a new window where Embiid, maybe he isn't the focal point of the team as he was, but we can still get him a ring. And I mean, that's the hope at the end of the day for me. I just want to get that man a ring.
Yeah, 100%. But our Sixers segment here is brought to you by our friends over at FOCO, the leaders in forever collectibles. And recently, FOCO has been releasing lots of new merchandise and products for all fans to show off their favorite team, including our Philadelphia 76ers. We have a whole curated list of the most amazing Sixers items for you to shop. Plus, right now, if I go to their website and go to FOCO, they've got a whole bunch of new things in the shop this holiday season. Holiday spirit meets team spirit with officially licensed holiday tees for your favorite NFL teams. They've got holiday beanies. Rep your fandom. We've got our shopping list for the Sixers, which includes the shorts, the overalls, the Joel Embiid bobblehead, the Sherpa blanket. It's the best stuff in the business. Plus, they've got holiday ornaments, light up gnomes, Christmas villages, a whole bunch of holiday items this holiday season at FOCO. So click our link in the description. Shop our Sixers curated list this holiday season. Shop for your favorite sports fan. Get them their favorite forever collectibles with our friends at FOCO. And we thank FOCO for sponsoring the podcast. We'll move a little bit along here and talk some fills, Harrison. It's brought to you by our friends at Shopify. Yes, Shopify is a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. And every day, millions of people use Shopify to power their businesses, from online side hustles to global retail giants. Shopify makes commerce better for everyone. So what is Shopify and how does it work? Well, you can explore the essential Shopify features that help make sales and manage your store on Shopify's website. And Shopify is a commerce platform that helps you sell online and in person. Entrepreneurs, retailers, and global brands use Shopify to process sales, run stores, and grow their business. All the big names use Shopify all the time. It is truly one of the best resources for any business, big or small, to use. And right now, Shopify has an unbelievable deal going for all you business owners out there, all you entrepreneurs that are trying to get your business up and off the ground. Right now, Shopify has the $1 paid trial creative plan going. You can enjoy a free 3-day trial, then start selling for $1 a month for your first 3 months. Explore, build, and bring your business to life at your own price with our friends at Shopify. Use our link in the description. Get your store going with Shopify. Shopify helped power our Olympics coverage this past summer. They are truly the best in the game, and a whole bunch of our sponsors use Shopify to make sure that their storefronts and businesses are going smoothly. So get your business going in the right direction with Shopify. The Phils, apparently, according to one Matt Gelb from The Athletic, have not met with Juan Soto. They have not made an official offer to Juan Soto. And Harrison, you know what that makes me sad.
Yeah, he should have been our number one option this offseason. It doesn't make sense that we haven't gone after him.
So Ken Rosenthal, they wrote an article at The Athletic that I'm trying to access now because I'm working off of my new computer. I might have to open it on my app actually to just read it, but I don't know. It's an interesting conundrum with the whole Juan Soto situation, that the more and more I think about it, Juan Soto would be fantastic here. Don't get me wrong. But does Juan Soto is Juan Soto what the Phillies need? Is what I tend to ask myself a lot right now.
Yeah.
And when you look at the current makeup of this team, I tend to say no, and that's simply just based on how they are structured right now, how they are built right now. But Juan Soto obviously is a game-changing player that I would love on this roster. But when you look at some of the other positional needs for the Phillies, I would like to see them invest a lot of this money to make the overall team better. And yes, does Juan Soto do that? For sure. But I don't know if we're going to have the dispensable wealth that some of these other teams have to be even in the same room and conversations for Juan Soto that some of them are.
No, I think that he's a phenomenal player, but he isn't worth the money that we would have to shell out in comparison to like other players we can pay using that money. And if we have to give up on the Juan Soto chase because he's too expensive, that's fine by me. We can move forward as a team and build around our players who are already here. And that means re-signing players that are coming up on contracts that are over, and making sure that our prospects are able to get the contracts that they need, like the Andrew Painters and the Mick Abels. And Haley, get your goddamn ass down.
That's where the money needs to go.
That's where the money needs to go. This cat, like, I swear, we get done talking about Eagles and the Flyers, and then she's like, all right, now it's time for me to act up.
Ken Rosenthal, Evan Drellich, and Brendan Cutie wrote an article in The Athletic here. The floor for Juan Soto is $600 million. The bidding for free agent MLB outfielder has surpassed that amount, according to two people briefed on the negotiations who were not authorized to speak publicly. Agent Scott Boras said Tuesday at Dodger Stadium that Soto has started the process of eliminating potential landing spots, but did not specify which ones. The clubs publicly known to be the most serious about Soto are the New York Mets, New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The two people briefed on the negotiations said that all remaining contenders have made offers above $600 million. The expectation within the industry is that Soto will make his decision by the end of the winter meetings, which begin in Dallas on Sunday, and possibly even before the meetings kick off. But Boras said he doesn't expect an imminent decision.
Yeah, that checks out. And I mean, it's the teams with the most money to throw around. I swear, if he goes to the Dodgers, I am going to turn into the Joker, baby. Woo! You want to know how I got these scars? It was from Juan Soto joining another goddamn super team.
The funniest thing would be for him to go to the Blue Jays.
Oh, it'd be hilarious. I mean, but him linking up with Vladdy and Bo Bichette, that would be a nice little lineup, but they would still find a way to screw it up.
And as much as I would hate it because I hate the Yankees, I would much prefer him, of those teams not named the Blue Jays, for him to just go back to the Yankees.
I agree, because then if he goes to the Red Sox, that's another powerhouse in the AL East that we need.
I have, over the years, just grown to hate the Red Sox.
It was fun in 2004 when they won and broke the curse, and then you had David Ortiz. David Ortiz is the last respectable Red Sox player.
Yes.
And she's meowing her head off.
I don't like the Red Sox at all.
I've grown sick of them.
Like they give me and I hate using this term, they give me the ick.
Yeah. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of the Kansas City Chiefs. Like when they won the Super Bowl in 2018, we were like, yeah, Andy Reid got his first one. Patrick Mahomes is the future of the NFL. And when they won it last year, we're like, oh, for God's sake, let's just get it over with. You can retire now, Patrick. You can leave. We're sick of you.
I just don't like them. I don't like the stories of former players coming out and what their fans have said to players, and there's
it's just Boston sports fans in general.
And I hate Boston.
It's an icky city.
Icky. Ugh. Brother, ooh.
Ooh.
And I would fucking you would see me on global news if he goes to the Mets.
Breaking South Jersey man.
I would be on the desk barking like a dog on local and national news if that motherfucker goes to the Mets.
Who are you? How did you get into our news station? Shut up.
I would start singing the Dayman song from It's Always Sunny.
Dayman. Fighter of the night, man.
I'm doing this for everyone. A Dayman.
You got to do Dennis the speech Charlie wrote for Dennis. The vote for me, Philadelphia, is the Democratic one. So do.
And then I would just be like Danny DeVito at the desk when they calm me down and they settle me down, and they'd be like, so, sir, what exactly happened? Well, Juan Soto signed with the Mets, and I started blasting.
And then someone offers you an egg in this trying time.
And then I just become one with a couch.
Yeah, or you know what Juan Soto is right now? He's Charlie's mom. Money, please. Yeah. Me need money, a lot of money. Me now.
I'm like explaining why I'm such a madman, and I'm just Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah. And I go to Carol at accounting, and I'm like, Carol. And guess what? She doesn't exist.
And then I go to Steve Cohen in the front office of Citi Field, and I'm like, Stevie, what are we doing?
Charlie, all of those people exist, and they've been asking for their mail for 2 months now.
And then not only that, but it's the fact that we employ 2 Mets fans at this company that I would have
Yeah.
to deal with on a day in and day out basis. And this past postseason has reinvigorated the utter disdain,
Yes.
hatred, and just pure unadulterated despicability that I have
Yes.
for the New York Mets as a franchise.
Like, for a couple of years there, I forgot how much I hated the Mets. It was just like,
Yes.
yeah, they're in the dumps. It's
My
whatever.
hatred has rotated so much since
Yes.
2018 for specific division rivals. Like 2018 to 2020, I fucking despised and loathed the Washington Nationals.
Yes.
I hated them,
Yes.
disgusted by them. And I was like, thank you for Bryce Harper. Thank you for letting him be free and come to a winner. And
Yes.
I just hated them. I will always refer to them as a stolen franchise because they were stolen from Montreal to bring
Bring back the
to
Expos.
DC.
Bring back the Expos.
And then from 2021 to 2024 regular season, I fucking hate the Braves. I'll always hate the Braves. They're
The Braves are disgusting.
They're pissants. They're frauds. They're just disgusting. They're the Dallas Cowboys of baseball to me.
Yes.
Their fans are morons, and
Yes.
I fucking despise the Atlanta Braves.
And you know, a whole bunch of Gen Z Dallas Cowboys fans are now Braves fans.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we won the World Series with Freddie Freeman.
We won the World Series. We go to the playoffs. We have Spencer Strider and Morgan Wallen wrote a song about the Braves. Shut the
Max
fuck up.
Fried. We got the picture with the mustache. And
you know what I hate? I hate that I love Spencer Strider, the human.
I know. He's so cool.
He needs to be a Philly or off the Braves and not in an NL East team or the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Dodgers, so I can just be a Spencer Strider stan.
You know, send his ass out to Milwaukee.
Perfect place. Let him go to the Cubs.
Let him, yeah, exactly. I mean,
let him go to the Twins.
Send him to the Pirates. Him and Paul Skeens can have a hell of a 1-2 punch.
They would be the ultimate barbershop duet.
Oh yeah. Oh
They'd
yeah.
Like, hello, my lady. Hello, my darling.
Yeah, that team would be so fun to watch too. But
get him off the Braves.
Get him the hell out of Atlanta.
I hate that he's there, but I fucking hate the Braves. Fuck the Braves. Fuck their fans. They're pieces of shit. But I was revived from the ashes this year, and it all started in London. It all started in London, and I shed all of the excess hatred, and my Mets hatred is stronger than ever. I am born in that darkness, molded by it.
Yep.
It is one within me. It is the symbiote within my skin.
Let the hate fuel you, Kyle.
It fuels me like
Bring you to the dark side.
Other. I fucking hate the New York Mets. From top to bottom, I can't stand Steve Cohen. I cannot stand their fans. I fucking boycotted McDonald's all season long because Grimace, my favorite McDonald's mascot, those fucks want to adopt it. Fuck you.
No,
I'm not going to McDonald's.
They co-opted that shit. They stole that guy.
Terrible. You know, you bastardized the Hawk Tua girl. The fucking OMG song. I wanted to drill my brain out with a fucking just pure, unadulterated buzzsaw. I was sick of it. Jesse Winker's cigarette smoking, Coors Light smelling, looking ass. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. And I thank them for giving up on Zach Wheeler and freeing him from the clutches of that despicable organization. I hate the Mets, Harrison. I hate them. And I cannot stand to see Juan Soto in that little brother New York franchise uniform ever. So I hope that the New York Yankees wise up and remember that they're the Yankees.
Yeah.
And if it has to be them, I'd rather it be them than that fucking disgusting organization that wears blue and orange.
And those colors, I hate that they're so associated with New York, because those are colors that should be associated with Philadelphia. Those are, it's disgusting. And the pinstripes are awful. The ripoffs of the Phillies and the Yankees. They need to grow up as an organization and just get the hell out of New York. And just get them out of my sight.
They make my skin crawl. They're just their fans are all mutants. They're all alien freaks. Send them to fucking Charles Xavier School for Mutants and don't let them unlock their powers, because their powers would just be used for evil. Those fucking freaks.
Hey, no, Magneto would find them real quick and just be like, "Hey, you wanna join my side?"
The only powers they would have would be exploding like the Grimace Shake, spitting on someone's dick like the Hawk Tuah girl, and then fucking singing some bastardized pop song by one of their players. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
Disgusting. Fucking New York Mets School for Mutants. The New York Mutants.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate them. I fucking hate them so much.
I think that's an all-time rant right there. That has to be. That has
been
to
a while.
be.
It's been a while since I've thought about those cretins, and it's just been building in me.
It bubbled up to the surface and came out.
And the worst part is I'm gonna be around Stephen McAvoy this weekend because that motherfucker gets married, and I'm gonna be at his wedding on Sunday. And if I hear that fucking "Oh My God" song, I'm gonna turn into the fucking Hulk.
You will become the joke. You want to know how I got these scars?
Oh, I will. And then I started blasting. Oh, I hate it. I hate that team so much. They disgust me. I fucking hate Jesse Winker.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks like he smells like Newports and Coors Light.
And if you're going to drink any beer, why the hell are you drinking a Coors Light? Pick up a Kenwood instead.
Yeah. Terrible. But also baseball-wise, that also makes my skin crawl. Have you seen this Rob Manfred fucking horse shit rule that has buzz around Major League Baseball with this golden at bat?
Yeah, where you're able to put your best batter in at any position.
What are we
doing? What kind of clownery is this?
What are we doing?
That, like, you're already testing our patience with the runner on second at the start of extra innings. What the hell are we doing?
Next thing you know, there's going to be a golden briefcase hanging from the middle of center field, and players are going to be able to go run up a ladder for it.
By God, is that Bryce Harper with a steel chair? I think he may have broken him clean in half.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, there's so much that, like, if you just sit down and try to process that rule, it doesn't make sense. So you're meaning to tell me bottom of the 8th inning, bases loaded, you need Shohei Ohtani to come up, but he's 3 batters away. Say Shohei gets on base, doesn't even hit a home run. He gets on base. Who hits in Shohei's spot afterwards?
I don't goddamn know. It makes no sense.
It's the dumbest fucking thing I've seen. And I get baseball's trying to get more progressive and catch up with the younger audience. And there's things that I've liked. I like the pitch clock. I think it's smart.
Great.
I think the 3 batter minimum for relievers is a great rule.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like it, but I'm okay with the zombie runner on second in extra innings because it has implemented a little bit of strategy for the game where the last person at bat is now the runner. You come up, there's strategy to it, and I've come around to being like, okay, it's fine, and they don't do it in the playoffs. Great. Instant replay. Great addition.
A necessary addition.
Yes,
Necessary. And
but
with the robocall that's about to come up,
yeah,
like the
and
challenge.
the
That's a
ability
great
to
addition.
the challenge, a great rule. The ability to challenge balls and strikes
Yeah.
that is in the minors right now that is going so smoothly. I'm a huge fan of,
Yes.
but don't lose the plot.
This golden batter rule is absolutely losing the plot. This is some banana ball shit.
Yes,
And
and
like,
don't get me wrong, I like the Savannah Bananas. What they do is great, but it's not
yes,
Major League Baseball.
leave banana ball to the Savannah Bananas.
Leave it to the
Yeah.
experts.
Yes, they know what they're doing and they are crushing it. Don't bring that shit to the MLB.
No, I
Like
I
that
could
would be
not
like,
believe that wasn't like a fake like account that tweeted that.
implementing Harlem Globetrotter rules in the NBA.
Right. Like it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I swear to God, it
Yeah.
better not get implemented.
Oh, if it gets implemented, I'm pretty sure there will be riots outside the MLB office.
Like I don't
Burn.
get how there's buzz around this rule. Like who is advocating for that?
The buzz is Rob Manfred and his yes men.
Ugh.
It's just like Rob has no, Rob to his yes man is just like, yeah, I had this new great idea. Whenever you want, you can bring in your best batter and once a game, and it's gonna go so well. Great thinking, Rob. You're such a genius.
He's such a doofus. I can't stand. He is the worst.
It's hard to take over Goodell as the worst commissioner in sports, but by
It's hard
God,
to take over Gary Bettman as the worst commissioner in sports.
you know,
And Rob Manfred makes Gary Bettman look like a fucking puppy.
Gary Bettman has genuinely changed the plot these last few years. He's
Insane.
He's transformed his image because, don't get me wrong, I still despise the dude, but he at least is trying to better the NHL and like implement rules that will help the players. And there's a bunch of good stuff in the dockets too for the NHL. Like, I forget, I saw something that was really cool. I'm trying to remember it. But there was this rule in like, it was the NWHL. And it's working smoothly over there. And apparently they're going to bring it over to the NHL at some point. Haley, for the love of God, come here, cat. She dug into her little tower and would not let go. This cat needs to calm down. So I'm gonna try and hold on to her for the rest of this recording.
But yeah, Rob Manfred is he's a Looney Tune.
Yes, he's Elmer Fudd.
Yes, he's just a bozo. But last thing here on today's episode, we're going to pull it up now and take a look at it. Spotify Wrapped season, everybody. We're excited. We are going to take a look at our Spotify Wrapped in real time because we have not seen this whatsoever. So this is going to be our first look at the Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast feed, Spotify Wrapped.
Let's do it.
So here we go. Everyone's seeing all the other podcasts we have on the network there, and there's a little teaser there. Yes. Haha. So let's get into it. The Underground Sports Philadelphia year in review, the Spotify Wrapped.
At the Vineland Municipal Utilities, we understand that when our business community thrives, we all win. As a not-for-profit utility, our reliability, lower cost of operations, and flexibility in meeting customer needs make doing business in Vineland beneficial to your bottom line. What's more, we are able to do so while maintaining our commitment to environmental stewardship. We look forward to helping you achieve your business goals now and for years to come. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
All right.
And after all that, we have it on the phone. So here we go. The Spotify Wrap for Underground Sports Philadelphia 2024 podcast feed. So we gained 15% in followers. Huge.
Woo!
Shout out to all the new followers coming through in 2024. Our new fans. 57% of our listeners discovered us this year on Spotify. Let's go.
Nice.
We love that. Shout out to all the new listeners.
Welcome aboard.
Our top episode this year. Oh, she's going to get the biggest head from this. Our top episode this year was episode 637, Talking Phillies and Celebrating Mother's Day with guest co-host CFO Margie, my mom.
Yeah.
Top episode of the year right there, which
Good
was streamed 166% more than the average episode.
Whew.
That's amazing. So looking at our audience, our age demos, Harrison, 18 to 24 is 21% of our audience, as is 25 to 29. 30 to 34 makes up 15% of our audience.
Nice.
35 to 44 is also 15%. 45 to 54 is 23%. And then 55 and up is 5% of the audience. Listeners ages 18 to 24 grew the most by 300% this year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Gen Z.
Hell yeah. We were ripping on Gen Z Cowboys fans, but not the Gen Z
Philly fans.
Hey, that's our people right there. That's our people. That's my people.
Right. And in 2024, our show traveled the globe. The United States was our top country. And other than our show, these are the shows that our fans listen to. The number one show is It's Me, Tinks, who is on the Sirius XM. The Joe Rogan Experience. Look at that. We have similar fan base there. Pretending to Be People.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is one that I didn't know was a podcast feed.
Oh boy. What are we at?
The Dungeons and Daddies. Not a BDSM podcast.
Why?
And then My Brother, and Me.
Sounds like a bunch of dudes just shooting the shit.
Music that our listeners listen to. Number one genre, reggaeton.
Ooh.
Number two is trance.
I have no idea what the hell that genre is.
Number three is old school hip hop.
Good taste.
Let's see what trance music genre is. It is a subgenre of electronic dance music.
Okay.
That is known for hypnotic, energetic, and melodic qualities.
Okay, so like not quite house, not quite trap, just like low-key EDM.
They're saying like Armin van Buuren, Paul van Dyk.
Dutch.
The Dutch. We also have genres of audiobook that our listeners listen to, which are teen and young adult, sci-fi and fantasy, and biography and memoir.
All checks out. Like you want to listen to an athlete's memoir, and then you want to listen to something you grew up reading, and some sci-fi, some fantasy, some good stuff,
and then listen to Dungeons and Daddies. I feel like we have to have them on the show now.
Yeah, we got to reach out to them. And
where does our listener base intersect?
What?
Where did you come from?
Crossroads.
And the funniest part is it's their Patreon feed.
All right.
And here's the interesting part. And I know we talked about this a little bit last week with Spotify introducing like video perspective of their podcast. 78% of our audience watch video on Spotify this year.
Oh, cool.
So that's something we will definitely take into account with uploading video to Spotify. And here's a shout out to our biggest fans for keeping them, us at the top of their game. We were a top 10 podcast, Harrison, for 9 fans.
Yeah.
We were a top 5 show for 6 fans.
Yeah.
And we were the number 1 show for 3 fans.
Hey, Shout out you three. You are the goats.
Let's go.
And
That's huge.
not to discount every single one who was in the top 10 and the top 5.
We
You
love
all
that.
love you all. That's awesome to hear. And yeah, we
We
appreciate
love
you.
that. And the type of creator personality that Spotify for Creators has generated for us, the conversationalist.
I mean, yeah, we just get on here and we shoot the shit.
Yes. Your fans have entered the conversation. Our podcast rating, 5 stars. And bang. That is our Spotify Wrapped for 2025 for Underground Sports. Top show for 3 fans is fucking awesome.
Love
we're just an
everybody.
independent outlet doing it on our own. And 9 of you were in your top 10, 6 of you were in your top 5, and 3 of you were your number 1 show on Spotify. Shout out to you guys.
You guys, you're the reason we were able to do this. Like,
Facts.
we love y'all. We love
Like,
y'all.
That's
Thank you.
so sick. Like, I love that. That's awesome. We are going through all of the Spotify Wrapped for all of our shows in the coming weeks or so. That's why I love Spotify Wrapped, because it gives you so much knowledge about your audience, what you're producing, what they enjoyed, and it's really cool to see it all kind of culminate at the end of the year like that. So shout out to Spotify. No free ads, but shout out to Spotify for the Spotify Wrapped every single year. It's so sick. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
That's a great way to wrap things up here with a little bit of Spotify Wrapped.
So badass. Yeah, share your Spotify Wrapped. If you were one of the 9, if you were one of the 6 or one of the 3, tag us. We will repost it and share it everywhere. Because that's just badass, and we appreciate the absolute fucking hell out of you guys.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Blue Sky. We're on everything. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. Subscribe. Keep subscribing. Leave those 5-star reviews. We want to see everybody in their Spotify Wraps in 2025. So keep subscribing, keep downloading the show. We are looking into the video implementation on Spotify as well, so stay tuned for that in 2025. But keep subscribing, leave those 5-star reviews. It really does help the show continue to grow. We want to be everyone's number 1 show in the mix. So keep subscribing. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content, all on our YouTube channel. Let's get to 900 subscribers. Let's get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Let's make that happen. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. React to the Eagles game this coming Sunday, the Sixers, the Flyers, the Phillies, Union, Wings, Water Dogs, Philly in general. Leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. And this show is presented by the city of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. A big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Also, subscribe to the Graffiti Wall newsletter. New edition dropped Wednesday morning. It's out for you to read, and it will drop every Wednesday at 7:01 a.m. in your inbox. If you subscribe, it's free to subscribe. Just a new addition to the Underground Sports Philadelphia content production that we are doing here. So subscribe to the newsletter. It's linked in the description to subscribe as well. But this has been episode number 696 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. A little update, too, because I will be in New York for Stevie Mac's wedding on Sunday. Sunday's episode will more than likely be getting recorded Monday-ish afternoon and then out Monday night. So if you don't see it in your subscription boxes and everything on Monday morning, that's the reason why. I will be on Long Island. I will be at a wedding. I will not have time to record a full-fledged podcast until Monday afternoon-ish when I get back, and it'll be me and DJ on the show. So fun little episode there. And then Harrison will be back on Wednesday, breaking it all down, making the magic happen. This has been episode number 696 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. For Harrison, KB, shout out to our Spotify listeners and all you Spotify Wrapped users. Send us your Spotify Wrapped. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Go Birds. Let's get another W. And we'll be reporting live from Stephen McAvoy's wedding on Long Island on Sunday with all the content on our Instagram and Twitter accounts and TikTok. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be an absolute doozy. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
We're signing off. Peace.